Can Ferrari really win in Australia? And is McLaren already in front? All the answers are in the onboard data. Here we are, the Formula One season has officially begun, and the Australian GP will be the first real test. But who will be more prepared? Ferrari has worked hard in testing, but McLaren seems more effective in the corners. What is the truth? From the data comparisons, crucial differences emerge. In particular, the SF25 shows some difficulty in cornering compared to the MCL39, especially in medium-speed corners. Ferrari's new pull-rod front suspension, designed to improve aerodynamic management, appears to make the car feel less precise than the McLaren, which instead feels more stable. A clear example is Turn 4, where Hamilton is forced to manage understeer with small adjustments to the steering wheel, while Piastri manages to maintain a smoother exit. But be careful, while McLaren has more downforce and can cut corners better, Ferrari has an advantage in traction. In slower hairpins, the SF Ventisync puts the power to the ground better, thanks to a setup that makes greater use of the squat of the rear end. A factor that could prove crucial on a track like Melbourne, with several DRS zones and many fast corners taken flat out. So, can Ferrari solve the understeer problem for Australia? The answer is yes, but with one caveat: they will have to get the setup just right. The team has been working hard in the simulator and may introduce small aerodynamic updates to improve the balance of the car. On the other hand, McLaren seems ready to aim for victory. And speaking of which, Lando Norris is more convinced than ever that he can fight for the World Championship. But there is a twist. Helmut Marko has already ruled, Ferrari cannot win the title in 2025. A strong statement, which almost sounds like a provocation. But how much truth is there in it? According to Marko, the SF25 is already behind McLaren and Red Bull, and he even claims that there will be at least 4 drivers faster than Ferrari in Australia. But are we sure that Red Bull is so calm? Because if we look closely, even the ARB Ventuno has its problems. Max Verstappen himself admitted that Red Bull still has instability on the curbs, a problem that was present last season. And here comes the best part: if Ferrari were to actually find a solution to its limitations, it could overturn all the predictions. But the real question is another: how much will the internal war weigh in Red Bull? Because, let's face it, Verstappen will not stay if the car is not up to par, and the specter of Mercedes or even Ferrari could become reality in the coming years. But let's get back to SF25. The first GP will be crucial for another reason. The first races of 2025 will tell us who will focus everything on this season and who, instead, will already start to focus on 2026. And here we will understand if Ferrari really has a chance to fight until the end or if it will be forced to resign itself to a transition season. In the meantime, the FIA has made a move that will change the balance. Cadillac will officially enter Formula One in 2026. This decision has sparked a war between the current teams, who do not want to share the revenue with a new competitor. But that's not all. The FIA has already opened the door to the entry of a 12th team, and this move could unleash a real revolution in the World Championship. In addition to this, in 2025 new technical and sporting rules will come into force. From this season, the FIA will monitor cockpit temperatures. If they exceed 31 degrees, drivers will receive an alarm and can activate a cooling system. In addition, there will be stricter restrictions in the pits to avoid dangerous situations, and in some races, such as Monte Carlo, at least 2 stops will be mandatory to make strategies more variable. But the real technical novelty concerns the DRS. The FIA has increased the rigidity tests on the mobile wings, reducing the flexibility granted to the teams. A change that could penalize Red Bull, which in the past has fully exploited its advanced aerodynamics to gain advantages on the straights. Returning to the battle on the track, if McLaren were to confirm the advantage seen in testing, Norris will have no more excuses. He will have to prove he is a real contender for the title. But be careful, because Piastri also does not want to remain in the shadows and will be ready to play his cards. In Ferrari, however, a new internal challenge will open between Leclerc and Hamilton. The British driver has more experience, but the Monegasque knows the team and the car better. One thing is certain, if Ferrari really wants to win again, it can no longer afford internal battles like in the past. So, at the end of the day, who will be competitive in Australia? Red Bull remains the favorite, but Ferrari and McLaren may have closed the gap more than you think. And what if Melbourne delivers a surprise podium? Let me know in the comments what you think. Can Ferrari fight for the title, or will it still be a season of chasing? Write me your opinion and, as always, leave a like, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any updates on F1. See you in the next video.